Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum-bum, bum, ba-da-ba-bum-bum, bum, bum, ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-bum. Welcome to the witching hour. Ooh, what a week it's been. How's my crowd? Sorry for the lateness. Um, I'm hearing myself in my headphones, which is super lame. See if we can fix that. Everything's going about as smoothly as you guys can expect for a witching hour. My audio issues continue. I'll be with you guys shortly. So if you can't do a thing, try to do it poorly. Muted, or am I deaf? Elfish, very nice. Welcome to Night Owl Aquatics, Aquatics Anonymous, also known as Steenfot Aquatics. Let's see, so many people in. It's not muted now. It sounds great. Okay, yeah. Hey, man, always a stream fart, never a stream. What can you do? Welcome in June, Jeff, Elfish Tanks, Sweet Acres Koi Farm, Maritime Fish Keeper. I missed a bunch of people before because I left and came back. And Mark. think I got everybody. Well, welcome in, everyone. We are looking at my 20-gallon long. It has a little piece of wood in it that is the outer bark of, man, I believe a live oak. Could be something else. Probably a live oak, though, being where I live. And it's a little cave, and all that's in this tank is gambusia of all sizes. Little baby ones, big fat mama ones, skittish little male ones. And no, it's a good colony. I removed a lot of tiger vow out of this tank yesterday to get us this view. This is one of my many overgrown tanks. So I have gotten in the fish room, got my hands wet, moved a bunch of things around. Pretty cool. My name's Jeff. Yes, yes. Well, welcome in, everyone. Here we are. This was titled The Snail Gathering, and I've been a little slow today. Had trouble sleeping during the day today. Then I did find sleep, and then when I found sleep, it was Dan's fish that just finished up. So slow start today, which is the story of my life. So I'm gonna make some coffee because that's how it is. One sec. Well, we'll see how that goes. Coffee is life. All right. We're gonna ASMR. All right. Cutting a zucchini. Now, a cucumber. a non-fancy zucchini, if you will. And I'm removing the seeds. It smells very cucumbery, similar to a watermelon. And for my next trick, should be fairly easy. Ah. What do they think about that? And hello, CCs. You've missed nothing. I've been having issues, audio and mentally, both. But the plan here is to let the kids have fun with some enrichment in their tank and to gather all the snails. We'll see how that goes. I could have put that on the barbecue, June, but the snails aren't in my barbecue pit. That's the problem. And I think I got those maybe when I got married. Maybe I already had them. They could have come from my mom's house. A lot of my stuff in my kitchen, I just stole my mom's, and then she, when she couldn't find it, like bought herself another one. You know what I mean? Like, but those are pretty good skewers. There might be some rust at the end where it's been fashioned into a ring. I think that might be a problem with them, but I mean, it's hard to buy stainless kitchen items that are actually don't decompose in water, but I pulled that out of a tank. It's been submerged the whole time. And the only thing that had any mess on it was the end, and I think it's just because it might be stainless coated. Mark, I don't know how hot you're keeping your barbecue pit over there, but Snails should be done in about like a minute and a half if you're keeping it in the 5 to 800 range Fahrenheit, which doesn't help you because we speak two different languages. So thus far, the Gambusia they're gonna figure out a way to eat it because like they don't waste in this community. They're very interested in it. Oh yeah, if you're smoking them, yeah. Thank you, Elfish. Mark, you barbecue at 225 to 250. So yeah. So yeah, you're smoking them. I'm with it now. I have an electric smoker, a little R2D2 looking unit. You know what I mean? Like the drum with the rounded lid. It's orange. Maritime Fish Keeper. These are Gambusia. Their collection point is Brushy Creek on just south of Dean Keaton on the University of Texas campus. So only Oscars. I'm not going to fault you for that because you're from California. It's okay, dear. But yes, better week this week. Um, Chloe/Cleo was a wonderful fish. Lived with me for 4 months. That fish was 7 years old and the smallest fish in my tank. So definitely a little stunted. Lived the carnival goldfish lifestyle. Um, but she had a good death. The clove oil I put in a bag of warm water and I shook it up quite a bit. So then the clove oil was in the water um, that I was adding in there. It wasn't just dissipating itself, which may be a little strong. But yeah, she settled into the foot tub just fine. And after about 10 minutes, was not responding to touch anymore. And then I added the rest of the clove oil to her little bath and let her rest. Buried her in the backyard. It's been 7 days. Nothing has messed with where I buried it, so there's no zombie situation or critter situation. Although if a critter dug it up and like carried it off, I wouldn't have been upset at that. I believe there is like a circle of life type of thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, June. It's a sad thing. I think I'm just gonna leave 3 goldfish in the 75. We'll leave it at that. But my sister has been notified. My sister was not as upset as I was about it. She says that she's not going to tell the girls because the girls never really bring her up. So she was like, I'll let them know later. So let me see. Got a couple things I wanted to show you guys other than this. Oh man, it's time for a new case. So got compliments on this by the way. Wait, this way. Where is it? It's right here. Okay. So it's reversed. Okay. But yeah, I've got an algae situation on top of my sponge filter, and it looks pretty awesome. Nice fluffy green clouds of moss. My gambusia tank doing well. Um, as you can see, I got like snail situations all over the place. So we've dropped the zucchini over here, and there we go. And look at all the snails. So I should be able to right now, right now, this bristle nose is getting so much. This tank is going to get a water change tonight. The substrate needs to be done, but you can see I've got so many plecos in this 10-gallon. They all, like, I need to get a bunch of them out of there. I think that they'll do nicely in the cave over here. So I'll take like 3 and put them over in the other, and then yeah, we'll have this summer there'll be a brown bristle nose extravaganza if everything's going about how it's going right now. We could probably just give everybody in the chat. We'll just have them all give us your addresses. Give me your addresses, and I'll just ship you some bristle noses. It's like everybody gets 6 bristle noses. Yay! Oh, yeah, proud mom right there, getting after it. So yeah, man. My wife has been moving the pothos around. Um, some of these leaves are as big as my hand. Whoa. So we trimmed some of that, and we placed some in this tank. And we've We put some in a mesh bag in the corner. Maybe it's better to see it over here. No, it's really in the corner there. But you can see the edge of the mesh bag with the stem in it. So we put that in a mesh bag to protect the end of that one, and then we just have one in the tank hanging down. There's its little leaves. And then this one has larger leaves and it goes up here and like all the way across. And we'll see how it does. So yeah, everybody is doing all right. What up, Fathom? Welcome in, buddy. We're watching my Gambusia play with some cucumber. Let's give him a little bit of light and love. All right, I'm getting some coffee and then I'm going to sit down and talk with y'all. So my little head will be in the box in a minute. So Papa Shrimp has been back on. I talked to him this morning. I saw a couple replays. He's been going in the morning. He's got a little bit of time on his hands, so he's been saying good morning to everybody and reaching out to the community again. I'm glad because I missed his face. One of my favorite fish t-shirts of all is my Papa Shrimp t-shirt. I like it a lot. I guess second would be Rico, maybe. No, that is my back wall. Let's try that. Hey, everybody. Yeah, no, I'm alive and well. Got more wins than losses in here, but yeah, last week was a sad week. Went through a bunch of fields. This week has been kind of blah, but hey, man, like I welcome it over the big emotions I had the week before. So I've just been recovering. Hello, June. You make me happy, June. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people that think this space isn't as attractive as you do, and I don't know why. I don't question it. You know what I mean? But thank you. Um, really makes me feel good. So Fathom Aquatics is selling empty jars to people, explaining things that they can do to them to make them awesome. Yeah, maritime gambusia are an underrated native fish. They can be a wee bit aggressive. These guys have chilled out a little bit, but yeah, I mean, like they look like, I mean, like they're in the same family as guppies. So these guys being native might actually be a little bit more tolerant of cooler temperatures, um, for sure. But in the summertime, it gets pretty hot, and they could do that too. But yeah, they've always struck me as a guppy with attitude for sure. But these guys have been doing very well, and they're breeding fine. And if there is any predation on the babies, it's not enough to slow down the population growth, because what, there were probably only about like a dozen when I put them in here, and I had them on a table in a tray, and a bunch of them died, and some of them dropped off, and uh, I might not have treated the water correctly. Like I threw it in the bucket, and then I immediately got water out of the bucket, and yeah, that might have happened. So yeah, and I did that on a live stream. They died afterwards, not during the live stream, but yeah, big mistake. But my colony came back strong, and here they are. So yeah, I have some native gambusia, and they have a collection point. You know what I mean? So does that make them better than other gambusia? Probably. You know, uh, they were living on campus. Jar Oscars. I could see like when you say Oscar in a jar, like for me, like I'm not imagining that the Oscar is alive. I'm like thinking more of like a rack of jars and stuff like that, and they're all like specimens. You know what I mean? So like, of course, you have to have the shark. You know what I mean? You got to have a baby shark in a jar. Um, uh, you should also like have like eyeballs, or like weird tumors that have teeth and hair on them. You can put those in jars too. But yeah, you could just have like a jar of specimens. A box of only right hands. I'm a left-handed guy, June, so I take offense. But also at the same time, I mean, like, if you've got a box full of only right hands, somewhere is a bunch of left-handed people, right? Well, that explains it, Jeff. That explains it, buddy. Oh, and what I was going to tell you, what I told you yesterday, I mean, like, I basically said what I needed to say. But Jeff in his live stream let everybody know that he has ADD. Like, okay, I knew that. You know what I mean? Like, figured. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know anything for sure, right? I figured because it takes one to know one. You know what I mean? So, hey, welcome, family. You know what I mean? Like, everything's fine, bro. But I was like, okay, well, yeah, now that you have a diagnosis, but you've already lived your whole life, now you're going to see areas where you do something different than the way other people do, and it's because you're compensating for something that has to do with your ADD or whatever. And the other thing is you're going to find out like ADD, there are some advantages and stuff like that. Uh, that you would that you'll find and it'll be like, oh, that's why I don't have a problem with that. So places where you excel in your life and places where you do things differently, you know what I mean? Because you're compensating, like you're gonna that's what you're gonna figure out. I don't think you're gonna do it. I don't think it's gonna change your life all that much, bud. I think it's still gonna be the same. Except now you have a diagnosis. Congratulations. Congratulations. You know, but yeah, no, there's tons of resources out there, and some of it's good, some of it's bad. It's the internet, man. But tons of information, tons of people talking about ADHD and like how they process feelings and like all sorts of stuff like that. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of information out there. Like, gear it up. There's a lot of young people are that are into that. And Sarah the Great was talking about her personal experiences as well last night, and I thought that that was cool. Um, so yeah, man, welcome aboard. But yeah, as somebody who was diagnosed with ADHD at an early age, Jeff, hey man, I'm not sure you missed anything. You know what I mean? Like, but you missed some meds. You missed some meds in elementary school. You know what I mean? But I don't have a lot of memory of my childhood. So, you know what I mean? Like, got some memories, you know what I mean? But it's spotty at best, you know what I mean? But hey, man, living in the moment. Yeah, Jeff. I went to subscribe to her channel and I was already subscribed. So did did Vibes meet her somewhere? Because if Vibes met her somewhere, then that might have been where I ended up picking up that subscription to her channel. Because Vibes does a good job of letting me know like what's going on and new people that he's found in the community to talk to and stuff like that. So Jeff, am I in Messenger? What kind of messenger? Like the one for Facebook or the one for Instagram? Are those two the same? Question mark. Aloha. Welcome in, my Hawaiian friend. You've summoned Sarah. Thank you, Father. So yeah, I need to find some more things to weight cucumbers down with. I think I have more of those sticks, but I don't know where they are. I think I've been given two, and I think two is all I'm allowed to have. I think the other ones might actually be still in the kitchen for use in the kitchen, so I can't take those. Ah, Sarah, welcome. Sarah just subscribed to my channel, so congratulations. You are now in touch with the underground scene here in Austin, Texas. It's not There's not much going on. I do keep Australian hours, so yeah, good times. Sarah, I liked seeing you on Jeff's last night. I have caught some of your content. Um, Jeff, keep it up, man. It's in her name. Oh yes, Sarah the Great. Yes, Sarah. Yeah, I understand that. I work the night shift every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, and I decided to just keep those hours. I don't know why at this point. It's another week of not being able to sleep when it's time to sleep, but that is my ADD journey. Most of it is not being able to sleep, not being able to wake up. That has never been a good thing for me. Like even as a kid, like my mom said that she would let me play it out. So so she was just like, okay, now you got to be in your room, okay, and you need to try and get some rest. You know, didn't try to keep me in bed or anything like that because it was impossible. And then yeah, she just put a blanket over me wherever I fell asleep. So yeah, that might have been the start of where things started going wrong for me. But I got a lot of fish tanks. Sarah, these are gambusia. They're like they're a common native fish in our waterways here in Texas, and these are from the University of Texas campus from Brushy Creek. But yeah, so I've got a piece of cucumber in here. We're going to gather some snails. Oh, okay. All right, Sarah. Yeah, man, get that guy acclimated. I hear that puffer sickness is a great part of the hobby, and I haven't done it yet, but yeah, one day. I think I want a scoot and fruity. I think that is something that can live in a 40-gallon breeder. Um, I think that that is the one that I want, and I think that also I would like to have peat puffers at some point as well. So those are the two that I've kind of got my eye on, and I went through a lot of them, looking at them. So that is my daydream on that front, but I have not entered the puffer phase of my fish sickness yet. An F20 error code. Sweet acres. I don't know what to tell you. I have a washing machine that doesn't give me error codes. It just will stop working one day. SC Catahulas, my puffers are awesome. Yes. You know who is a good example of a fish keeper with a puffer affliction is Austin. Fantastic Freaks. You know, just seeing him talk about his puffers, seeing him show off his puffers like over the years and stuff like that. Like, yeah, man, he's got it bad for the puffers, and like I think it's awesome. It's been a pleasure to watch for sure. Oh no, Sweet Acres. You might have to actually look up the code and go on the internet and Google it and or DuckDuckGo it or whatever you do and do the do the easier things on that list to try and fix it. I a switch wasn't charging slash was being unruly this morning, and I looked up the common things with the switch not turning on slash not charging, and there's a hard reset there. Like what you hold the power button for 20 seconds, which seems like a long time, and it felt like a long time. But you hold it down for 20 seconds and then you push the button immediately one more time and it booted up and the battery was full. So I don't know. I think it was just hung up and like couldn't boot up normally and needed like a harder reset. Okay, so June, you've had the pea puffers for 5 years and now you're doing the fajakas now. Yeah, Sweet Acres Koi Farm. That is how I have lived my life. And I will say that more often than not, I am able to like keep a situation from being a great. Now I got to get a new whatever. You know what I mean? I've delved fairly deep into the dishwasher. I just think that dishwashers are trash. Like, that's my personal opinion. And I'm gonna stick to that. I want uh I want one of the I want to say the brand name was Hobart maybe, but like I want like the commercial like dishwasher like you pull the handle down over the rack. You know what I mean? And like all four sides come down. It hits it with really hot water and everything, and then you open it back up and you move the tray out. Like I just want that setup. Like I want a commercial dishwasher setup. That's what I want. Like because like what you put in your cabinet here at home is trash. And the cleaning products that they have us buy that they sell us to put in the dishwasher, like I don't know whether it's my water or whether it could be my water, but I believe that it just turns into grease and just clogs everything up. You know what I mean? Like there's like a residue. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was like, this can't be the way. Sweet Acres Koi Farm. Don't flirt with me. You love washing dishes. Like, what is that? My goodness. Do you live by yourself? The only time I had anything resembling pleasure when washing dishes was when I lived by myself because there was nobody to be mad at about the dishes. So I wasn't angry. You know what I mean? Like, these are my dishes. So I didn't do them for a long time. It's okay. Yes, SC Kettle Hulas. I'm talking about a restaurant washer with a sprayer and all. Yeah. I've been a dishwasher for a minute. It's my secret plan B, man. Because you can get a job as a dishwasher. It's not hard to find a job as a dishwasher. And they'll give you a significant raise as a dishwasher after a week when they realize that they don't have to stand there and make sure that you wash the dishes. If you just wash the dishes, you know what I mean? And if you're washing dishes, you're obviously somewhere where there's food. You know what I mean? So like, therefore, you know what I mean? Like I have a job, I can get some food, you know what I it's not a bad plan B. Mexicali, don't worry about what I'm doing in my fish room, sir. Okay. You keep your eyes on your fish room, buddy. You know what I mean? And what you're doing in here. I can shower in here if I want. No, you don't live by yourself, Sweet Acres Koi Farm. I just really enjoy washing dishes. You're a weirdo. Hey man, and welcome. You know what I mean? I'm a weirdo as well. I mean, like, I don't know whether you guys figured it out by my I don't know. Like, is it my magnetic personality that makes earbuds like not work with a freaking device that it worked with last week just fine? Maybe, maybe. I don't know. I still don't. But StreamYard wasn't having it. It was like, oh, we'll let you select it, but we won't connect to it. We won't let it work. And we're not going to give you enough options to where you can make it work. So no. Here we are. Yeah, Stephen P. It's like off the end, it's like off of the end of a log. Okay. So I think it is the like bark. So I know it's probably not going to last forever, but I love that thing, and I've had that thing for a while. So you may have seen it, Steven, in another form. But yeah, dude, I do love that piece of wood like quite a bit. But yeah, that's why this tank needs a couple plecos, and also because I have a tank with too many plecos in it. It's obviously not going to fix itself. It's just going to make more guppies, more plecos, and apparently a lot more snails as well. So good to see everyone. Well, welcome, Sarah. I'm so glad that you're having a good time in here. Yeah, I do this. What? I usually at 11 on Wednesday nights, and you you probably know everybody here. I'm not sure, but I think that everybody that shows up here is at Jeff's, and then some with Jeff's. But I think that you'll recognize most of the names here. Hello, Melvin is in the building. Welcome, sir. I'm glad you finally made it onto the live stream yesterday, sir. You got through Jeff's new security system. You know what I mean? Like, gotta answer the questions, pick out the pictures that show a bicycle wheel, and you're in. That was wild last night, but yeah, man, no, I hear about it. And Jeff, man, like, I was watching you, and like, look, I know that you were flustered and everything, you know what I mean? But I was really tempted to put on my walrus costume, sir, and just hang out backstage, you know. But I knew that that would have been putting you under under more stress than you needed in that moment. And yeah, I don't want to hurt our friendship. You know what I mean? But I do think it would have been hilarious. Yeah, man, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. Pelham's has got some security now, man. Like, don't be going over there with your tomfoolery. It will not be tolerated. I would just like to take this opportunity to say happy birthday to Aquafunk. I got timed out several times in Fishy Business Stream for wishing Aquafunk a happy birthday because it's his birthday every day and it's just the way it is. And Biz can't handle that. You know what I mean? Like, he's a jealous guy. But yeah, I got the ban hammer, and then like he started banning everybody. And then I think Kenny Byers was next, and Kenny Byers was like not going to be boxed in either. So yeah, dude, there was a revolt in the chat. It was pretty wild, but it was good to catch up with him. For some reason, I thought about Biz. Like, I think it was with all the cold weather coming in here and stuff like that, and St. Louis was like in the middle of the of the of the cold zone. You know what I mean? So I was like, "Hey, man, are you and everybody okay up there?" I just sent him a text and I didn't hear anything back. Um, but then I saw him on Monday, and you know, everything's doing all right. You know what I mean? Like, he's got some aging parents, but like they're they're going to the doctors. You know what I mean? They are doing it. They are cared for. You know what I mean? Like, and all the stuff he's got going on. So pretty wild. Oh, well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. But yeah, no. So I mean, like, it's been kind of an amazing week. I got out here in the fish room one night, then I didn't another night, and then I got back in here. Oh, I didn't that night, but I got back in here in the early morning hours, and my wife wanted to mess with the plants and stuff like that, and so it was helpful that she got in here and was doing stuff too, so we could listen to some music together and both be working on different things, but in the same room. And that seems to be a working style that really works for me. And how my brain works. Oh, my green screen looks awesome. Well, that's great because it's real. It's the real stuff, June. That's why my green screen is so awesome. There we are. Sweet little Molly's always wanting to see what's up. What are you doing? What's going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? But what are you doing though? These guys, you gonna feed me, dude? I don't know where the camera is. What's on this end? Get the snail on. There's somebody. Are you gonna come forward? Or are you gonna be? Hey, we're not sure. We're not sure. It's a bunch of lazy snails, that's for sure. Back to the Gambusia. No, June, you just put duckweed in every tank and you put the lights on top of that, and then as it glows through, yeah, that's why the green is so good. There we go. Well, it looks like they're just going to guard it. There may or may not be some fish like coming towards some snails coming towards that. I don't know. I thought it was going to work better than it's working. Well, Stephen P, I was watching somebody this past week, and they had like a tank, and tank was the tank was in their garage, but they had like a car in there. There was a bunch of like, I don't know, actual stuff that people keep in their garages, like automobile related, like power tool related, you know what I mean? Tires, things like that. But he's getting ready to build some racks in there and put some fish in his garage, and he was talking about putting some insulation behind it and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, man, that's like just the beginning for him. And it made me realize that I am very lucky to have a temperature controlled garage with all of those fish tanks in there on those stands, and I did all that, and like that kind of like blew my mind a little bit, because I was like, no, I remember when the garage was just Amazon boxes and boxes of stuff from when we moved into the house, and we just left them in there because I wasn't even keeping a car in the garage then. But my wife let me put that heat pump in during the pandemic, and I got all those tanks, put those in. So yeah, man, it's been a wild ride, and like I have. I mean, honestly, I've been kind of like neglecting it. Like I go in there and I change the water like every week, but I rarely make that goal. So it's been every 2 weeks. So I'll go in there and I'll do the water changes and stuff like that, but I haven't done like a lot like in the past like year. Seems like I've just been like on hold or in freeze or something. You know what I mean? So yeah, it kind of made me thankful for what I have. So yeah, that is pretty cool. And I just need to nest in there a little bit more, so that way I spend my time in the fish room with the fish, with all the stuff that I have. You know what I mean? I should go in there and sit with it. I don't need to be sitting in the living room the whole time. The garage is a little bit warmer than the living room right now. Yeah, distractions on every corner. It was GNC Stephen P. Did you see that? I'm so excited for him. I can't wait to like see where it goes, man. Joy Fish Keeping. Hello. Hello. Stop for a moment. It's time for bed soon. Yes, it's true, sir. You people that are doing stuff during the day are awesome. Yes, sir, Jeff. I really do like those angels. It's pretty cool, Steven. There's a lot of spiders. I'm not gonna lie, man. I need to get a macro lens because the spiders are so small. But I was looking at them and I've got two different kinds of spiders in here at the moment. And one of them has really long legs and is kind of translucent and kind of cool looking. I'm not sure how cool that'll show up on film, but the other ones are like really small and they look like more like their legs are all like up against the body. So they're more of like a tarantula type style. You know what I mean? Like they're like all like clumped together. Like their legs are next to their body, like, but they're little. So they're like the little jumping spiders. But they have webs, and I didn't know that jumping spiders made webs. I'm not sure. But but yeah, man, it's pretty cool. I've got a lot of tanks without any substrate, and they're just never going to look that good. Like I can float some plants in there and stuff like that, but I can't really. I guess I could put some pots in there and stuff like that, but I probably need to buy more sand. I've got one more 50-pound bag of play sand, and that won't cover all of the tanks, but I'm thinking about putting substrate down in all of my tanks. Only Oscar says yesterday that she overflowed the angel tank. It looks so clear. Ruined the carpet, but it's so clear. All right. Good night, Joy of Fish Keeping. That's true, Jude. In this case. So much coffee, so little time. I'll put my face back up here. But yeah, if I had this area in front of me clear of things, you know what I mean? Like I just got sticks, food, sponge filters. I could clear this dust off. I could sit out here and do something creative while I scroll and watch other live streams and stuff like that and like be in here. Oh, the do some more sharing. But yeah, so what I've got going on is I started out with this rack. It's tens on the bottom, a 20-gallon long on the top, then a 40 breeder with 20-gallon longs on the bottom. Those are the two I built first. Then I have the mega rack with tens on the top and 20 regulars, 20 longs, and then a 20 long on the bottom. I need to see if I can get that 30 gallon tank. It's kind of long. It's kind of long, but I think maybe I could fit that underneath here on its side. And then I would have room for some small tanks on the back side of it. Maybe start a blackworm culture or something. But there is some tiger val. I gathered it all together and stuck it in some rocks and stuck it in there. This is the television that I'm going to eventually put this tank inside of. And this is what that tank looks like right now. And I got the air turned way down so it just lets out a bubble like every once in a while. But I put a bunch of Java moss in there. There's the tiger val that I gathered together and put in stalks. So we're gonna let it grow in and see what happens. But I have been adding, like, this is a good example. Over there in the back, I just take a bunch of the tiger val and I just gather it all together and then I bury it as a clump. And it seems to do all right. It does eventually spread runners. But I did that in the back over here, and as you can see, like it didn't die. And like now all of my little guys can freaking like hide in it. So because eventually it just looks like this. And so if I clear all that out, but then I take like 3 clumps and put it in that space, then there's like dense grass and like some space around it and stuff like that. And that's kind of what needs to happen on some of these tanks. So yeah, I've been grabbing it and arranging it like that. And it will eventually start throwing off runners again and everything, and you got to deal with those. But I think it's a nice. I think it's. I think it's. I think that I've proven that it's workable. So, Lord. Good eggs then, Ginger. It's good to see you, my friend. The overgrown tanks continue. I'm dropping some cucumber in my tanks so that then I can gather snails out of the tanks. I still have to do water changes on the big rack behind me and the 75-gallon inside and the 20-gallon inside. With value, get mixed results overall. Overall, it's everywhere. Yeah, and that's what happens to me. And like I'm happy with it, but at this point, like I need to just take like half to 2/3 of it and like just toss it. There's no well, I could I could do that clumping thing that I'm talking about and work on the tanks that don't have substrate, put substrate so that then I could get the valve to grow in it. So I could do that. But yeah, I need to thin out the hornwort and the others. Like I thinned out. I don't know, man. Like I'm looking across the room and it's like I did a lot of thinning and I actually threw away like a lot of plants and a lot of duckweed and there's still plants and duckweed everywhere. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I learned how to grow some plants and I learned how to keep plants, but like now I gotta learn how to like make it look nice. Like that's my new challenge. Yeah, I know only Oscars. I did throw away some plants and yeah, man, I'm okay with it. Like I have so much Tiger Val going in all the tanks and stuff now that I could throw 2/3 of it away. And if I realize that I have taken too much of it out, I seriously only need to wait like a couple months at most. And time flies, man. Like I hang out with you guys like every week, but the weeks go by so fast, man. Like the next thing you know, man, it'll be time for the ALA. Hey, Lakes and Land, never apologize. Like, first of all, I didn't have any audio for like the first 5 minutes because I was trying to figure that out. So you really haven't missed a whole lot. But yeah, welcome in now. We're chilling. I'm not eager to get on the freaking water changes. And there's nary a snail on this freaking piece of cucumber that I put in here about an hour ago. So we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Well, Jeff, we appreciate the lurk, buddy. I mean, there's 21 people in here right now, so I mean, like, this is a large uptick in population right now, which is hey, great. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to think that it's due to the hard work of Jeff Pelham actually getting people to stay up till about 1 o'clock my time, um, going several nights a week. What and George RB3, he goes late too. So I think that there are people aware and like hanging out, and I freaking love it. So let me get another cup of coffee. Let's dig in. I'm not anywhere close to being short on free StreamYard hours because I haven't been doing any pop-ups or anything. So we can go for another little while if you guys want. Only Oscar needs another can. I have no idea. Is it a can of what, June? Can of corn? Oh goodness. Yeah, lake to land. Well, yeah, I feel like an imposter sometimes, but lake to land aquatics is mixing brackish water. So, you know what I mean? Like that's another level I'm not at yet. Like I'm keeping everything with good old City of Austin tap right now. I have an RODI unit, but why are my fish out of focus? But I haven't connected it to anything. I want to put a sink in between the washer and dryer so that then I don't have to go out front to fill water. But I'm still lugging a trash can on wheels in and out of the garage. It's all right. But I'd like to be able to dump water down a drain, and I would like to be able to pull water out of the wall in the room that I'm in. Ah, only Oscars, the DP, ice cold in the can. That's the way to do it. Nah, that's true, Ginger. But I mean, like, thus far, I haven't altered the water parameters for any of my fish. The angels can lay eggs, but the eggs don't survive. And I would like to breed them just once because I would like to have a tank full of baby angels because it looks so cool. But yeah, man, like the fish room adventure is nothing that I thought it was going to be. It's like I said that I wasn't going to keep cichlids, but the first thing that happened was I won uh the angels from Dan's fish. I had six. I lost one when we were moving them off in pairs. One of them did not survive the move. I believe, along with a pepper Corey, didn't make the move either. They were in the same bucket. They might have bumped into each other, and it didn't go well for either. But it could have also just been the stress of like moving them because like I really don't handle my fish all that much. I don't hand feed them or anything like that. A lot of them hide from me. But yeah, there's a lot of potential here in my fish room, and I just need to actually spend the time doing it. And I kind of stalled, but I'm not just continually adding more fish and more tanks. I'm starting to run out of room in the fish room, so that's good. That's when the real tough decisions get made. All right, coffeeed up. Can you guys see that little spider? Yeah, so Latoya, I was thinking about you because I've got some spider webs in here and stuff like that, and I have some really small ones um, that I will not be able to get on film for you probably. And then there is a larger one, but yeah, I keep spiders. They're just the natural ones that come in my garage, but I'm branching out. You know what I mean? I'm not doing all the cool things that you're doing, bug girl. So I had a harvest spider on my front porch that has since I assume died because of the cold weather and whatnot, but it did lay an egg sac and put it up in the left of the entryway. um I don't think that I want them to birth there. I'm thinking about like taking to them to the woods or whatever. And what do I need to, how do I give them a good success rate? Like, where do I put it? Do I hang it underneath like a branch so that it's out of the weather and whatnot? But yeah, I'm thinking about just taking this egg packet and moving it to like a wooded area behind my neighborhood. I don't have any corner spiders at the moment. I believe they've all like moved closer to the tanks and the light to take care of any let's see. Don't mirror my camera. How about that? Oh my god, that's so much better. Um, where is he? Okay, he's up in here. So above all these plants, I don't see him. Anyway, the spider web is like up in here. Okay, he's back in this back corner. So he's right there, but you still can't see him really. And then like okay, there's one up above. Looking at the right space. Yeah. He's there, but he's too small to like pick up on camera. But yeah, they've made themselves little nests and everything. And so out front, yeah, I noticed that the spider had been busy and the spider made a nest like right in front of this and like ate like tons of moths and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the egg sac. And I want to move that out to a wooded area where there's insects and people to like not bother the babies. And I think I still have some time, but with Texas weather, you never know. But yeah, Latoya, like how do I take this into the woods and give it a nice spot? Or where do I go to find out such information? Because I know that you know where to get the information. Bring it in and hatch it for us. I don't know anything about hatching. If I brought it into the fish room, it's like 80 degrees in here, or at least like a nice freaking like 76 to 78. Would that cause them to hatch early? I mean, like, I'm really not a spider guy. Like the fact that that huge spider was in our doorway for so long, and like I was like that was a big step for me. You know what I mean? Like me 6 months ago would have taken a stick and just wrapped the whole thing up and moved it out into the yard. I do not have a garden as of yet, Lakes Lands. So yeah, the jumpers are adorable, but they're aggressive. They jump at you. It's just like not my house. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna be cool, you know what I mean? Like you can hang out like next to the freaking toilet. You know what I mean? Like that's cool. You know what I mean? But like don't be being aggressive. Yeah, so yeah, no, I was thinking about putting them on some nature trails that are in the area in between my neighborhood and the next neighborhood. I think there's a sewage line that like runs through there. Um, so I think it's like how the drainage works for all of the streets and whatnot, like all that water. Right, yeah, June. That's what I was saying. So yeah, I just gotta make a little fairy house or something. You know what I mean? And then like hang the eggs like inside of that, and then go hang it on a tree, so that then it's like protected from getting wet and whatnot. And then they can leave the little fairy house when they're done. I'll just hang a fairy house on a tree somewhere. So put the sack in a jar with some debris and place it in a pine or a tree with cover. Yeah, okay. That's what I'll do. I want to do the best for the next generation. You know what I mean? That was obviously a classy spider. It made a web in my doorway, but kept it so that I could get in and out of the doorway with ease. You know what I mean? So like it's actually pretty cool. It's okay, Sweet Acres. I feel out of place almost everywhere. I feel out of place in this conversation because like spiders give me the heebies. Okay, somewhere where I can check on them. Yeah. And that'll give me an excuse to take my fat butt out of the house and go freaking walk. So, yeah, it'll be in the woods in between my two neighborhoods, but it won't be too deep in there because I'm gonna have to walk back out there. my laziness. But yeah, Latoya, I was like, what am I gonna do with that freaking like spider? That spider egg set. Papa's food. Oh Lord. Mm. So yeah, update on the Ken's Fish premium veggie wafers. I don't know whether it was just this batch or what, but we will be buying some spirulina wafers from oh goodness, not Japanese company. I'll be doing those again. I'll be looking for a new one. My problem with these veggie wafers are not that they were clouding up my tank, because I wouldn't know whether it was the algae wafer that's cluttering my tank or whether it's like the amount of mold that is and the fish swimming that is clouding up my tank. So that wasn't the problem for me. The problem for me is 3 out of 5 of these damn wafers float at the surface and won't sink. Like that's a problem with an algae wafer. It's supposed to go down to the bottom. You know what I mean? Like that's just how I feel about it. So the Kin's premium veggie wafers did make the cut as far as being something that I can order, and the price point was very good, but the wafers float and they don't sink, so that's a problem for me. So like I'm over it. Steven already knew it. Bunny, hi. Good to see you, my friend. Okay, Stephen P. So yeah, so you had a similar problem. Yeah, where are you getting your veggie wafers from nowadays? Latoya, are you making veggie wafers yet? I mean, I got a ton of plecos, so you know what I mean? It's just like, you might not be able to make the quantity that I need. Like, I don't know. I'm glad to see you, Bunny Viper. Glad you're in here. Mark's happy to see you too. Heck yeah. Yeah, you make them? Yes, I'll make a order late to land. You have a website? Is it Lake to Land by any chance? Or is it something else? Oh, I'm not on the YouTube. Yeah, Lake to Land. I'll do that. I do want to try them. I would love to try them. Only Oscar's feed smells, everybody. We all know she means snails, but I just like to think of her as like making like an apothecary type perfume type thing. She's got a bunch of bottles and different things, and she's mixing things, and she's feeding the smells. But yeah, no, it's great to see everybody. It looks like my camera turned off. So yeah, to get the glare down on some of my tanks, I'm gonna have to get a cloth. kind of build like a soft canopy, at least this direction. So attach the cloth to the top of the light and then just have it come down to the top of the tank. Grants is great too. All right. Heck yeah. Yes, I have been impressed with the Crayfish Empire. All of their stuff. I think I bought a Snello kit, a Mystery Snail Guardians kit, and I think I was gifted one as well. So I've had two of those. I've gotten them twice. Yeah, when I was at the Clash, uh I kept going to Latoya's booth and sitting in there with her. And I got to look at and play with like all of the different items that her and uh LJ Shrimp um LJ Shrimp's offerings as well. So yeah, that is the booth that I did the deep dive on. It was just fun to hang out. Um, I was such a weirdo this time. Like I was drunk Mike the year before. Some of you have met, and this year not so much drunk Mike. You know what I mean? Like I was a different guy than the year before. Uh, Met a bunch of people, not for the first time, but for the second time, and was unable to recollect a lot of my conversations from my first year there, which I think moving forward is going to be, it's going to be easier for me to remember things because I will not be as drinky. Um, yeah, but that's the thing, June. It's like, like what's enough, you know? So yeah, my body has been not liking alcohol as much as it has in previous years. So like, I don't know, man. I mean, like, never say never, but I mean, like, it's pretty much over for me. Like, LJ. Yeah, that's perfect, Lake to Land. What I'll do is I'll order some stuff to try out. I'll order some stuff to try out, and then you can throw some samples of the things that you think that I might need that didn't I didn't order. So that way I can, like try more of like what you got going on. And that way I'll be able to ascertain like I'll be able to make some good moves on my second order. I haven't seen South Park in 10 years either, but I'm sure they're still like every week like managing to melt your mind in a way that doesn't make you better, you know? Like what the thing for me was the what the boys got into eating food through your butt, and then it became a thing. So then there was a parent meeting and all the parents are doing it. They just pass around a bowl and like a turd like comes out of their mouth. And I was like, it's too much. It's just too much. And that was probably about 10 years ago. I can only imagine what they've done since. Those guys are seriously bent in a way that is humorous, like I think it's great. Good night, Joy of Fish Keeping. Good luck, buddy. True that. Humor, any kind is needed. That is true. I'm a big believer in silliness. Think that it is important. I find myself getting too serious, like way too often. Think it might just be an aging thing. Not sure. Because I am getting older at the same time as I'm getting wiser. You know what I mean? So I can't tell you what's wisdom and what is actually just like my body just like getting older. Exactly. Exactly, Stephen P. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of layers. There's a lot of layers. But yeah, it was the whole what would Brian Boitano do? You know what I mean? Like, come on. Debs, welcome. You have yourself a wonderful day at work. I'm going to clean some tanks right about the time you're eating lunch. I'm going to try to go to sleep. We'll see if I go to sleep before you arrive home. It's been taking, I've been laying in bed for hours going, I wish I could sleep. Yes, June, I feel that. I'm getting into there. Um, One thing that's interesting for me that has changed, and I feel like it's changed for this year because I don't remember thinking about it very much in years past. Either the seals on my windows and doors are all gone and they all need to be redone, which is probably true. But the cold has been creeping into the corners of my house and I am aware of it and I feel it. Normally, like, has never been a problem in the past. I haven't dropped any weight. If I have, it's less than 10 pounds. So that's not it. You know what I mean? But like maybe it's me getting older. Maybe I'm more sensitive uh to chill. But like my house is 74 degrees and like I can't seem to get warm sometimes. What is that? But yeah, I'm sensitive to the cold now, and that usually wasn't the case. Like uh I could be the guy like wearing shorts and a hoodie. You know what I mean? And be like, yeah, man, it's a little cold. It's whatever. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But you still feel the cold coming through the walls. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. Yeah, not something that I if I noticed it, it didn't bother me. You know what I mean? But like I'm noticing it a lot this year and I don't know what the difference is. Like honestly, seems like really weird. Um SC Catahoula's is feeling cold drafts everywhere. Is this a new thing for you, or is this just like this year? You're like, I don't remember focusing on this much, like in the past. Like perhaps in my laziness, I have gotten too comfortable. Maybe that's what the problem is. I probably just need to exercise and eat right, sleep a good amount of time. I do have more time to dwell on the small things only, Oscars. That is true. That might be what it is. Like my attention is so aging. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Land Lakes. Okay, then that's what it is. And what you were on Jeff Pelham's like a month ago, Lake to Lands, and I think I saw your man. I think I saw your man in the background. Handsome fellow. So that was kind of cool. You must have already talked about all your stuff because I didn't hear much from you at that point. I can't remember who was talking. But there were at least 4 people on screen, if not more. There might have been 5. I'm not sure. But yeah, there were a lot of people up there. It was a good night. I remember sitting in the chat and being like, this is really nice. Jeff's really got it going on. Look at him. Look at him doing his thing, man. SC Calahula, my heater went out, but I have space heaters running. Still, the doors, windows, baseboards are all cold. Yeah. And it could have just been a thing like I'm fine now, but I couldn't get cold the first 3 days of that cold snap that we got. But it was like 80 degrees in the afternoon the day before. And then that evening it went down to 28. But like that's ridiculous. So I don't think we had any time to like acclimate to cold weather because we never got any. And then like it was like the coldest weather we ever get down here. Try a saltwater tank and put a sweater on. That's sound advice. Yeah, you drop from 70 to 30 in one day. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Zen. I'm like, I'm not sure about this. And I've been hearing murmurings on the weather news that we might be getting another cold front coming down. The panhandle in central Texas might be getting the treatment, getting the ice bath. But I'm ready. I have gasoline on the shelf. I can run for 2 days, maybe as much as 30 hours. It depends, but I've estimated it out. I can run about 2 days on a gas generator, and before I have to go looking for fuel. So that should get us through most of the iciness. You know what I mean? And then we got to figure out who's got gasoline. 3 degrees Celsius and foggy here this morning. Yeah, that sounds cold. Oh, your thermostat doesn't have an auto feature where it does heat or cold. Yeah, that's a problem. Stephen P, especially like where you live and where I live and stuff like that, because there's several months a year where it's just like, well, you're gonna need a little bit of heat in the morning, but you'll need some AC in the afternoon, maybe. You know what I mean? So, well, we got spanked real hard one time here, and the Texas Power Grid let us know who they're serving. Um, it's stockholders. It's not all that federal money does not go to improving anything. It goes to advertising, smearing the natural gas guys, and for their inadequacies during inclement weather, and public service commercials where they tell us how good they're doing and all the improvements that they're making. Meanwhile, you do not see anyone working on any power lines anywhere, anyone trying to bury a power line anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who's in charge, but I've been looking around and not everybody is as smart as they think they are, I'm pretty sure. So, because I remember hearing the power clicking on and off. when the power went out, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and I got out of bed and in the rain, like disconnected the heat pump from the house and hooked up the heat pump to a box so that I could plug the box into the generator. You know what I mean? And like, I was pissed. I was so mad. I was out there doing it. You know what I mean? And like, when I got up, like, my wife was like, "Hey, um, check the internet and check the thing." And I was like, "I can tell you right now what it says. It says we're experiencing power outages. Stay warm." That's what it's gonna say. We're on our own. I was like, nobody's coming to fix the power at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. It's like, I was like, this is down and it's gonna be down for a while because there's ice on the lines that are in the air. So once ice gets on the lines, we're screwed till the weather clears. Doesn't seem to be an efficient way to run a power grid, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the expert. You know what I mean? The experts tell me that they're making improvements and everything's going to be fine. Stay warm. So, yeah, I just moved my wife in here. We can move some of the plants in here. If it's during the winter time like this and stuff like that, I don't really think I need to worry. I mean, I guess I need to worry about the freezer. But I mean, the fridge at a certain point, it's the same temperature in the fridge as it is in my living room. So what does it matter? I'm at 74 at home, June, but the cold is like in the corners and shit. Like, I feel it. Maybe now that I don't drink weekly, my blood pressure is lower, so then therefore I'm more sensitive to cold. Because I do take a blood pressure medicine, and that hasn't changed, but my lifestyle has changed a little bit. I'd like to think for the better, but you'd think I'm smoking enough cigarettes to keep my blood pressure up. Lake to land, you're thinking that might be it. But yeah, 74. Yeah, man, when it's 70 degrees and stuff like that, and I've slept well, like, I'm fine, like, in a t-shirt, like, I'm all right. But no, I've been bundling up, man. Yeah, 80 is glorious. Yeah, Lake Land. That's my wife. Like, my wife would like everything to be 82 degrees. Like, she lives like a lizard. The client I take care of, same way. He's sitting in front of a space heater all the time. He's got some circulation issues, you know. So I mean, like, he's cold to the touch. So like, I believe him when he says he's cold. You know what I mean? So I get it. But yeah, so that could also be it. I'm like freaking like baking while I'm at work 3 days a week, 3 nights a week. And then if I let my wife like have her way, the house would be too warm for me yet again. So maybe I'm acclimating. It's a shame. You might. I mean, like, you have you have cold-blooded tendencies. You know what I mean? Like, it's very reptilian. I mean, like, in a cute crested gecko sort of a way. You know what I mean? Like, not in like, a pit viper sort of way. You know what I mean? But yeah, I see that. I see that, Latoya. And Latoya, you could have more padding, girl. You know what I mean? I mean, like, why am I cold? I weigh 300 pounds. I should be warm at all times. I usually am. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I haven't been sweaty as much as late. Also, I think that that might have to do with drinking as well. As does my wife. Living your best hoodie life right now. Yeah, I'm in a hoodie right now. And what that says 80 degrees. What's the temperature of this thing? 79.5. Items on the table. 79.5. This tank is 73.7 on the glass. This tank over here, 77.5. Up top, 78.9. On the bottom, 72.6. So there is a gradient. So the bottom shelf down here, or the second to the bottom, like knee high or whatever, those tanks are like 72. And then the ones up at the ceiling here are 79. So there is a difference from top down. But no, I think this works pretty nice. And yeah, like I said, I'm in a hoodie right now. Yeah. All these people that don't like to regulate their temperature around me in my life are dragging me with them. So yeah, lake to land, I have a huge temperature difference in shelves too. Yeah. So yeah, I have it at 80 in here. And I mean, honestly, I guess I've kind of gotten used to it. And with that, my bottom tanks are, still 72, 73 degrees at the lowest. So that keeps everything going well. But yeah, I'm not running any heaters in any tanks. Um, I don't have anything that specifically requires a temperature higher than 80. You know what I mean? Like everybody will be all right. There you go, Zen Ginger. See, and that's the type of lifestyle that I came from growing up in Houston and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like 72, you know what I mean? Like you start sweating and whatnot, but like to keep it between 67 and 69 is, and like, yeah, I got away from that at some point. But honestly, like during the summer, keeping the fish room at 80 degrees is preferable than trying to get it less than that. Just because it has to run so much to keep up with the heat outside. So if it's 108 outside and I could keep my fish room at 80, you know what I mean? Like this thing's working hard, but it's getting it done. I mean, it's Texas. It'll be hot again, that's for sure. Yeah, we're still talking temps, Mark. Nice. Oof. Well, I'm trying to think of anything else that I need to tell y'all before we wrap it up. Anybody else have anything they need to share? June, do you have big pumps or canister filters? The canister filter could be warming it. Vibes was able to keep his tanks at 80 degrees just with the pumps and what's the wave makers and stuff like that. He was able, the mechanical part of it was actually warming the water. But yeah, Vibes was getting a significant increase in temp from his equipment attached to the tank. Good night, Steven. I love you guys. Okay, yeah, maybe it's the canisters, June. Yeah, you guys have a great night. And yeah, no, this does I woke up late and didn't have a thumbnail and blah, blah, blah. But you know, it was good to talk to everybody, and I always feel better at the always feel better after having a stream every week and stuff like that. So hopefully this brings you guys some like mental peace at least, or if not, at least I can help you laugh and you can focus on my troubles for a minute to forget your own. What whatever I could do for you, you know. But hopefully this community time is good for you guys as well. It is for me, and I thank you very much for being here. So thank you everyone, and until next week, stay awesome.